This is the Retirement Solution Podcast with financial advisor John Hicks, founder of J. Hagan Capital.
Glad to have you here with us. I'm Heather Branch with John to ask for his ideas on ways that you can work now to better prepare for your financial future. RetirementSolutionRadio.com is where you can go to begin your conversation with John and his team at J. Hagan Capital. We also have links posted in the show notes, so you can just click there or, again, find us anytime. RetirementSolutionRadio.com. In the meantime, we have talked in previous conversations about how you were recently rubbing elbows with many a country music star when you were in Nashville for CRS, Country Radio Seminar. And amongst the many that were there, country music star Cody Johnson was also in that crowd. If you've not heard his new song, The Painter, please go to the internet immediately. It's amazing. Also, his website, CodyJohnsonMusic.com, is where you can find all of his social links, see all of his tour dates for where he's going to be performing all spring and summer long. But what's interesting about Mr. Johnson, as you know, John, is that he didn't start out as a country singer. And I've always wanted to meet somebody that was like, what in what world did you decide to get on a wild animal and let them try to throw you off?
Not just a wild animal.
Like a bull.
Like a freaking bull, right? So I have seen my handful of Yellowstone, episodes, right?
Yeah.
So I'm familiar and aware. I've only been to one rodeo in my life. I was a kid, so I don't really remember, but those beasts are huge.
They're beasts.
And then on top of that, they're not domesticated.
No.
They're not like Ferdinand, the friendly bull, hanging out in your grandkid's backyard. No. These suckers are mad and mean.
And they are there to try to kill you.
They don't want to be there, and you're on their back.
Right? Well,
so
Cody was.
I'm not.
I'm not, no.
The thing that blows my mind is that when you think that this man was on the back of a bull, holding on for dear life with one hand.
Yep.
And now he's singing.
And now he's
singing songs.
Right. Like, how do you have like a professional bull riding career and then go on to have an amazing country music career?
See?
So as I was saying, you were down at CRS in Nashville.
Yes.
So we had the chance to talk with Cody there. And he was explaining how he has found his purpose. And this is what he said.
The older I get, I look back and I'm like, it's not the one thing. It's whatever you find in your life that gives you that rush. That's why I've been doing music for almost 20 years, is because it gives me that rush. It gives me that thing that you can't find anywhere else. You can't find it in a drug. You can't find it in a bottle. It's just that thing that whenever I go to step on stage and my hands start shaking, and I'm going, okay, here we go. It's just about like being on a bull when the gate goes to crack.
So apparently, Cody is an adrenaline junkie.
Well, there's a lot of that.
Else.
Well, there's a lot of that. But, if you think about the world's greatest performers, whether they're riding a bull or whether it's Vivaldi, it's concert, violinist, or whether, they're getting ready to get on a country stage, right? When you think about those people, it's the big lights. The reason they become the uber successful people is because they respond to the pressure. Right?
Yeah.
And isn't that what we always hope that we are? Right? In our own lives, when we're thinking, okay, I got the big presentation coming up. Am I prepared? Yes. Do I got my game face on? Yes. And you get in there, and sometimes for some people, and I'm going to go ahead and say it, just like University of Kentucky, during this March Madness that was not very maddening. I've been pretty mad since then. The lights were just a little too bright for that young team, right?
Yeah.
We always hope that we can respond to the bright lights. Cody, what he was talking about there, I think, is something that we all hope for, that when the bright lights shine, that we perform.
Yeah.
And I always think it's very interesting. And by the way, it's probably because I have seen some Yellowstone, and there's many other people that I met when we were talking to all these country music. I don't know. I mean, these guys are stars.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all stars.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows their name or knows of them or have heard their songs. But they all have another side. And Heather, I think that's probably one of the biggest things. So someone that may be a bull rider, he can sing a love song. Actually, one of Cody's new songs is called The Painter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep,
and it's talking about, and he helped write a part of it, but a lot of it was done, and he sought it out because he's like, man, this is like the story of when I met my girl. This is the story of when I met my wife. There's just something about it. She paints in colors that I couldn't see before her. And I'm just thinking to myself, you're a bull rider. And now you're talking to me.
Bull rider by day, poet by night.
And I had to laugh.
Yeah.
But there's so much truth to that, right? So many of us, we focus on our career. our occupation, the things that we spend our time doing because we're good at it, or we make money at it, or whatever it is. But we have another side. And those are those parts that I really want us all to kind of think about every once in a while, because retirement, by the way, retirement is a dirty word. And I'm going to quit using it on the show as much as I typically do. When you have the opportunity financially to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, whenever you want, guys, that is what retirement could be. And in this phrase, though, it's just being financially independent.
Yep.
All right. So a lot of people have that other side. I want my clients, I want the people that talk to me, I want them to explore that other part of them that maybe they've had to put a little bit on the back burner, right? I don't think that Cody Johnson ever decided when he was knee high to a grasshopper, as they used to say, I'm gonna go ride on that bull. I think what he found is that he could hold on long enough to work at it, long enough to become a professional at it. Yeah. But he had another side, and that's the thing that I still laugh about a little bit. You know, they're out there singing love songs in their $700 boots and their whatever. Yeah. But this guy was on a bull, months ago. So the thing that I want, though, to correlate this, country music, people are like, oh, these guys make hundreds of millions of dollars. They're talking to hundreds of millions of people. They're singing songs. Everyone knows their name. Yeah. They are exactly like you and me. Yep. There are things that they have to do because they have to do it. I'm sure he didn't walk into that room wanting to talk to John Hicks. Right. I'm certain of that. He's like, well, my publicist says I need to. Guy, right? And they said this guy's not a total jerk, so I'll at least find out what he has to say. And you find out at the end of the day, he is exactly like 90% of the clients that I talk to, 90% of the people I talk to. He's like, man, I was looking for something else to do, looking for something I had a passion in, looking for something else, because if you don't chase that dream, you're never going to catch up to it. It will not chase you back. Yeah. And I think that those lyrics, that song, I think that's probably why he gravitated to cover that song. Yeah. Because you have to chase the dream, whether it's because you have enough money to retire, whether it's because you have enough opportunity to do something different. One thing that I would love for people to focus on today, if you could not change anything in your past, because whatever you did in your past led you to here. If you had the opportunity over the next 10 years to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, whenever you want, and you didn't have to think about money, what would that be? If that becomes a bucket list item, I want to help you check that off. Yeah. If that becomes just another way to live your life, maybe you said, John, I've always wanted to write music. Well, why don't you focus on that, right? Louisville, Kentucky is not that far away from Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah. And by the way, you can write a song anywhere. I got to meet all of these songwriters that come from all over the planet.
From any age.
From any age. I saw 24-year-olds write songs. I saw 82-year-olds write songs, for real. Yep. And it is just amazing to me. You can do whatever it is you want. And in a country and in a period of time when they tell us everything we can't do, let me give you permission. Dream a little bit, because that dream is what's going to get you to the next place. And what is that place? I hope it's a happy place. I hope it's a good place, but I want you to create that place. I don't want it just thrown on you. I want you to live at it. If your lights shine the brightest when you're doing what you love to do, ladies and gentlemen, let's get you there, right? Yeah. Finances are a small piece of the puzzle, a small piece. I can do finances with no problem. What we want to do is find out what is going to be the next phase of your life. What do you want it to look like? What is your dream? So that's why I'm going to quit saying the word retirement on the show. It's really just doing what you want when you want, right? That is what liberty and freedom really give us the opportunity to do. The things that we love to do, right? Yeah. Not the things we're obligated to do, not the duties of things, but what we truly enjoy. Spending more time with the grandkids, going out and fishing more with the children, right? Yep. Telling them things and getting opportunities to do things with them that we maybe didn't have when we were working full speed, full tilt, right? Those are the things that I want us to focus on. And if it's just a little bit of money that fixes some of those problems, my goodness, my team can help you with that immediately.
The other thing I was thinking about, John, for so many of us as we get to retirement age, 65 is not what it used to be. You arrive at 55, 60, 65, and you still have decades of life ahead of you, and you feel like you have decades of life ahead of you. So, and also, how many of us during our regular working years have said to ourselves, man, if I didn't have to do this job, I would do this. Here's your opportunity.
That is what I want people to focus on. I was talking to a couple, I don't know, a few weeks ago now. They were both in their 90s. They were completely with it. They still travel a little bit, right? Now, they're not doing the Mediterranean cruises, but they're going down to Nashville. They're going to Branson, Missouri because they love country music. It's actually what got them to give me a call.
Nice.
They heard an interview I did years ago with Tim McGraw, and they were just like, oh my gosh, and that was that thing that got us to interact.
Yeah.
But our lives can be whatever we want them to be. Guys, this is not a socialist country. This is not a communist country. This is the freest country in the free world right now. And we get those opportunities. I want us to make more of it because just like I was talking about earlier with Cody Johnson, I was talking about the dreams because a dream won't chase you back because that's one of the lines. But what is the title of the song? Till You Can't. What we want to do is make the most of the time that we have. Because I kind of look back a little bit and I kind of wish that I really wish I'd spent a little bit more time with my dad before he passed away. And the truth is that we can never get that part back. Can I make back a couple $1,000s that I spent on doing a trip with him? Sure I can. Can I get that time back? No. So don't think that we can always wait another day, another month, another year. I'm just going to go ahead and work one more year and a half, maybe 2 more years. Don't keep pushing it off. It's not about what we retire from. It's what we retire to. Find the passion that you want to retire to because it's only good until we can't do it anymore.
If you are ready to start this conversation yourself with John and the team at J. Hagan Capital, go to our website, retirementsolutionradio.com. You can also click on the links that we have posted in the show notes if that's more convenient. Or again, start your conversation with John and his team right now, retirementsolutionradio.com.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Solution Podcast with John Hicks. Begin the conversation about your savings plan with John and the team at J. Hagan Capital by visiting retirementsolutionradio.com. Be sure to listen to John's radio show, The Retirement Solution, Saturdays at 8 a.m. and Sundays at 9 a.m. on News Radio 840 WHAS.
J. Hagan Capital Inc. is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if J. Hagan Capital Inc. is licensed in your state, please call 502-690-5635. J. Hagan Capital Inc. is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. It does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Jonathan Hicks, insurance license number 548962.